Welcome back to Jesters of Ravenloft, where a group of comedians try to escape the horrors of the mists. Ignorant of the happenings inside the blacksmith shop, New Rogue received a special amulet from the Watchers, and Del received a hand mirror through which he could speak with Lucretia. Meanwhile, Shadow Nemesis shot and stabbed the blacksmith to death, and then, after talking it over with Shadow Master, ate the brain through the body in the forge and decided that if there were no consequences, then the murder wouldn't really count. But when he emerged from the shop, he was confronted by furious townsfolk and guards who had witnessed his crime. And in the ensuing fight, the Dr. Deputy was cut down. Can the squire be saved? I doubt it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Jesters of Ravenloft, the show where everybody's having a great time all the time. We are back for our second episode. For people who are joining late, Tyler is MIA tonight. He is on vacation, and we are very excited for him to take a vacation. We hope he is enjoying it very much. We love him a lot. We are continuing on with our journey. However, I will give you a quick recap of what happened in the previous episode. Our heroes had entered a new domain. They'd made friends, they collected cockatrices to ride around, they befriended those animals, and then the party separated on their various adventures. Del and New Rogue and Jack Magnum and Rumple Foreskin are all making their way to a farmstead to check on Angeline, a friend of our dear Nicholas Philip Church, who they had met in town, while Shadow Nemesis was on his way to the Deep Caves to try to scout out the Stonebreaker gang to see if he could find the icon of Ravenloft. Only he decided to go into a blacksmith shop. He got into a confrontation with the blacksmith. He brutally murdered the blacksmith. He failed several perception rolls and was openly witnessed eating parts of the body and then shoving it into a fire. Then he went out to face arrest with the townsfolk, tried to tell a knock-knock joke, and got ambushed. So he is currently battling an entire village of the elderly left behind while a war is going on elsewhere.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Del and New Rogue both received new gifts from the mist. They've been traveling towards the farmstead, and New Rogue was deeply worried about what are the expectations of him now that he is the father of a hell child with the succubus from last season, while Del received a mirror that allowed her to talk to her patron, who happens to be the same succubus and demon. Things are happening, folks. That is what's happening in Ravenloft. Also, spoiler alert for anybody who missed it, but I feel like it's going to factor into what's coming next. The Dr. Deputy got squinched. He is deader than hell. He was cut loose by Shadow Nemesis, who told him to kill the entire town. He attacked the owner of the tavern and was murdered by a robot defender. Oh, that's where we're at, fam. That's where we're at.
Yeah. I wanted to cut back to like Del and Guy, and they're just having like a really nice coffee at this barn or something, and just be like, "This is nice. This is so relaxing here."
Yep.
Yeah.
That may be what's happening. So it's time for our second episode of the evening.
Oh my God.
Oh, my little nephew.
Dr. Deputy, no.
And that means it's time for us to return to Ravenloft. Del and New Rogue, you are atop your mighty steeds, Rumple Foreskin and a cockatrice named Westra, and you finally see the farmstead that you are approaching. You had been traveling across a dirt path, surrounded in the distance by woods, but some general grasslands. In the distance now, however, you can see just a 2 or 3 minutes ride, a beautiful farm. It is surrounded by cornfields. Can you both roll me a perception?
Just 5 for me.
Sorry. 9. Ooh, no, that's a 20. A dirty 20.
Nice.
Great. You are making your way forwards. Del, looks like a farm. New Rogue, you can see a few more specifics with your newly devotionally infused eyes from the amulet that you received. You can see among the cornfield, there are a couple of scarecrows up on their perches. And at the center of this property is a big red barn, which at first glance seems to be the center of the whole thing. But you can see a simple kind of white thatch roofed cottage next to it that you can also make out, which must be the living quarters for whoever is here. There are a couple of paths worn through the cornfields where you can see either for people to walk in and out or ride in and out. So it's possible for you to directly approach it through the fields and then get to the center of the property. How do you two want to approach? What do you want to do?
Well, there's the barn and there's a living space, and with a nice little path we can ride through to get to really either. Del,
good eye.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know. I think should we try the living space? I feel like if we're looking for people maybe who are living, maybe they're in a living space. That's just my thought.
That makes total sense to me. Go ahead and lead the way. We'll follow you.
Oh, okay. Come on, Westra. Let's go.
Westra picks up the pace, very excited with instruction. So you begin making your way further towards the house. You move into the left side of the fields that you're looking towards, which leads more directly to the cottage from what you can see. And you start passing through the cornfields. Everything looks happy. It looks healthy. It's very different than the various creepy areas you have been in before. Can you both roll me a perception?
It's a 17 this time.
Dirty 21.
21. You are about halfway to the house as you begin to look out, New Rogue, and you realize that you can see the stands where the scarecrows were raised up, but the scarecrows aren't on them anymore.
Hold! Westra, stop!
Westra
Del.
pulls to a stop violently.
What's up?
Del, Rumpel, prepare yourself. There were scarecrows looking at us from the sides, and now the scarecrows have left their posts.
Oh boy.
Okay, and what do I do? I'm just going to basically pull out my warhammer and say, "Game faces, everybody."
All right. I'm going to pull out the cool bow.
Amazing. You both draw your weapons, and that's when you both realize that underneath you, Rumple Foreskin and Westra have not moved. They're holding perfectly still, and they are not responding.
Oh, Rumble Foreskin, you okay?
Westra girl, can you hear me?
All right.
Can you both roll me a perception?
It's an 18.
A dirty 20. I'm crushing it. What can I say?
You both look down at your mounts, try to communicate with them, look up and see two scarecrows standing in the field, just staring down your mounts. And that's when you see 4 more scarecrows encircling you from within the corn. Can you roll me initiative?
Ooh.
Oh, nat 20.
Yeah.
8.
Very nice. I'm going to give that to you too. Don't feel bad about what you're rolling. This is a game.
Hot streak ended. Pretty happy with what I got for that, perception. Perception is incredibly helpful.
Alrighty, Del, you are the first to react as you see these scarecrows closing in. What do you do?
I think before I act, so I have the bow leveled. We're here on behalf of Nicholas Philip Church. We're looking for Angelina. Speak now. We're gonna lay waste to this shit. We're gonna fuck up your shit.
The scarecrows say nothing, just staring at you from in the woods.
Alternatively, we come in peace.
The scarecrows say nothing, though it is technically Del's turn. Del, is there anything else you want to do?
I would like a ghost story from Werner Herzog. Tell me one, Werner.
Amazing. Let's hear what
Tell me the
Bergen's telling you.
ways. Oh, geez. Well, that's not the best, but we did it. All right. So the ghost story it's the story of the clever animal. So it's just if I cast it, then the target can roll an extra die for an intelligence, wisdom, or charisma check.
All right, so there. Shut up, I'm getting it. Okay, so this was kind of tough because there's not a lot of ghosts, as you know, but I'm kind of feeling there's one here. It's like a snake. Like there was a snake and it was in the dark. and then it was drawn to a thing that seemed very powerful and very spooky, and it went all over this thing, and then it died. So don't be the snake. That's how you know. You could feel it being drawn in and resist like the snake. You have to do the slither, and the little tongue thing. Like you have to do like the snake thing, and then the snake's resistance. You'll do better than the dead snake.
Yeah, that makes a lot. Wow, there's really not a lot of ghosts around, huh? Dead snake.
No, it's weird. I don't like it.
Okay. I get it. All right.
All right, feels like time's kind of slowed a little bit. Have you considered killing Shadow Nemesis? I feel like
We got other
it's
stuff
important right now. Yeah,
okay,
do you?
thanks.
And time speeds up back around you to the present moment.
All right, and I'm gonna I have a moment where I just feel like I have enough power that I could really make things bad, but I'm like, this is a people's farm. People probably eat this corn. So I'm just going to use the cool bow and shoot an arrow at one of the scarecrows that I see.
Great. They're equal distance spread out around you in a ring. So you can pick the one closest to the cottage if you want. We'll call that like 12 if we were looking at a clockwork.
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah, let's do that.
Take your shot.
Okay. Oh, and that's not going to do it, probably. Cool bow, I shoot it, and it's just fresh popped kettle corn, and but all I rolled was an 8. I'm inspired by the corn.
Well, then here's an interesting thing, Del. Because if you miss with a cool bow, it doesn't say something cool. It says something tremendously uncool. What does it say as your arrow misses your target? First, you got the fresh popped kettle corn, but now something really uncool.
Burnt baby corpses.
Oh
wow. Where did that come from? It's really dark.
Just disturbing. That's
that's fucked up.
I will agree. No one thinks that's cool. That is
Not
a
cool.
universally
Absolutely.
uncool thing. Oh my God.
Why'd you say that, Del?
It's the bow. It wasn't me.
It better be the bow.
And you see the scarecrows nodding at you approvingly in the woods.
What?
As your bow loses its luster and you realize it will no longer give you the +1 it normally does today because you have proven to be uncool.
God damn. It's just a bow now. Well, shit.
And that is the point when 3 scarecrows start sprinting towards you and New Rogue, raising their hands that you realize are covered in metal blades.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
Meanwhile, inside the village, Shadow Nemesis, you are fighting an entire village worth of elderly deep gnomes and their stone defender. They have charged at you, though you're raging. You are bigger than all of them. You have resistance. You are ultra tough. The first to attack you will be Gregnant, who will hit with his war pick.
Oh, no.
Surprisingly, though you've got a pretty solid AC. He will do... He will only do you 4 points of damage, which are cut in half. So he does you 2 points of damage with his war pick.
All right.
And the rest of the townsfolk pile in. It's 1 hit, 1 miss. That one will have advantage. He will miss anyways. It's a double miss anyways, but we do have 1 solid hit coming in from another war pick, which will do 9 points of damage, which are divided in half, so they become 4 points of damage.
Oh, man. Okay.
You are being soundly and brutally beaten by a pile of gnomes who are fully surrounding you, hammering away at your giant form with their pickaxes. You are currently engaged with 5 of them. What do you do?
Okay. Do I, can I just gaze into the crowd and guesstimate how many there are?
How many, gnomes you're fighting?
Like the town. I know there's a weird worm robot. There's a stone robot.
Roll me a perception.
Oh, man. I gotta be more perceptive. Okay. That's a 15.
15, that's pretty good. What you can see is you're still engaged with the 8 gnomes. You've got 5 of them that have charged forwards with war picks, and the other 3 are switching over to their war picks to join the fight. And there is the stone-shielded robot defender that is not joined combat yet, but its head is turned and is looking at you, and it seems like everybody's charging at you. Nobody else seems to be coming. It doesn't seem like there's a second wave that you're aware of at this point. Your guess is this is like the town watch equivalent. You don't know if there are more heavies on the way, but this is the fight right now.
So 8 gnomes to
8 gnomes in the
robots.
one defender. Oh, yeah, and you threw the other. So, yeah, that's actually still alive, too, but it is damaged from getting tossed. So, of the gnomes, 2 of the ones that are further back and about to charge in both look pretty badly beaten. And the clockwork gnome is, realistically, it's busted. So, it's out.
Oh, okay. Oh, so one of the robots is out.
I rolled the damage and I hadn't done the math on it yet. I forgot to do the additions for strength. You're good. It took damage from both of the gnomes that it hit as well. So, the clockwork worm, out. It's just the shield defender, 8 gnomes, 2 of which are injured.
Oh my god.
You are surrounded by 5 of them currently.
And McTattletale is one of them, right?
Yes, Gregnan led the charge against you, so he's one of the 5 that you are currently engaged with.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm going to. If I swing my axe two-handed, I get.
You only have one hand, but yeah, if you swing it with all your might, we'll still give you your 2-handed damage.
Oh, I don't have my robot hand?
You had a little bit of tendrils, and they're gone. And they didn't pass forward with you into this realm.
It didn't pass forward? Oh, no.
It wasn't a completed hand anyways. It was almost like it was a lure to try to get you to keep searching instead of leaving a domain.
Blast.
Yeah, man, it was in the fan art.
Oh, I thought. Well, I thought the fan art was wrong. I'm sorry. I was like, where's my hand? I get it now. Okay. Fan art stands. The fan art is superior. Okay. All right. So I'm still pretty hefty here. So I think, first of all, Deathstalker. Where is Deathstalker, my bird?
Deathstalker and Jackson Triggs are both about 10 feet to your right, and they are both wearing muzzles.
But they can still move.
These muzzles are cages over their beaks with leather straps around to the back of their heads.
Okay. If I can do this, I want to do 2 swings of my axe and try to kill the 5 gnomes that are running at me. And then I will jump on Deathstalker. And
okay. You will be able to attack twice. So you could take a swing and theoretically kill 2 of the gnomes if you roll well. Mm-hmm. Then you would have to move to Deathstalker, which would mean any surviving gnomes would get an attack of opportunity against you as you moved away from them.
Okay. All right. How about, change of tactics. Okay. What if I did this? Okay. I got my gun. And so what if I shoot 2 of them as I back towards Deathstalker?
Because that is a ranged weapon in close combat, you would suffer 5 attacks of opportunity, but then you could shoot 2 of them and move.
Oh, screw it. I'm just going to swing my axe at him and see if I can take him down.
Great. And then, the opportunity, I think, to reckless attack if you want to. That is, I will point out, tactically high risk to you here because it will give everyone attacking you advantage. And right now, a bunch of their attacks have bounced off. So if Shadow Nemesis is a tactician, probably not. But if Shadow Nemesis just saw Dr. Deputy get pulped by a robot and realizes that he's lost his best and only underling and desperately needs to escape or just wants vengeance, I'm just saying the options are open to you. I just don't want anybody saying I'm giving you bad advice.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, well, I'm going to do 2 swings and then beat it towards Deathstalker and I guess risk an attack of opportunity.
Great. All right. Let's roll your attacks against these deep gnomes. Do you want to target Gregnant, the rat who told everyone that you did a murder?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let's start there then. Roll your attack, my friend.
Gregnant's going down first. All right.
I think you get advantage on... Let me double check your rage rules. I don't want to be wrong.
You get advantage on rat fuck.
On strength checks.
Get advantage on attacking traitors.
You get advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
Okay, yeah, no, you don't have advantage on this.
Okay, so
There are 5 of them and 1 of you. I can't sell advantage no matter how much I want to.
well, that's a dirty 20 to hit.
Hell yeah, that'll hit. Roll your damage, my friend. And you are adding, I believe, necrotic damage if you're using your Nemesis axe?
Yes. And so as I swing it, it goes like, and it turns from gold to like black, and there's black tears rolling down my eyes, and I'm just like Dr. Deputy, and I just take a swing at, I don't even know his name. I'm so mad. The guy
Pregnant.
told on me. Yeah. I swing at him. So
roll your damage and add an extra D8 necrotic.
Okay, all right. D8, D10. So 1D10 plus 3. Let's see. That is 11 plus
Right, and
D8 is max damage. So I guess that's 20.
yeah, so you carve through Gregnit's torso, and he staggers back with a giant bleeding rent, and he says, "I'm gonna get you for the blacksmith." And then you see black necrotic energy pour out of the center of his body, ripping the wound wider, and he falls dead.
All right.
You've killed Gregnit, the rat, with your first attack. But there are other deep gnomes in this fight. Roll me your second.
I say 7 more to go. Second attack. All right. I rolled a 1.
Oh,
So I guess a total of 7, if that says anything.
Yeah, you don't hit. You are swinging this axe, and that is when the gnomes, like, you swing it down and lash out, and it gets stuck in the ground. You miss, and in your fury, it is stuck into the ground. Can you roll me a strength check to see if you can get out of here?
Do I get advantage on strength checks?
You do have advantage because you are very strong.
All right.
Very strong young man.
Oh, thank God for advantage. Okay, so with an 18, my total is 24.
You successfully yank your axe out of the ground and make your way towards Deathstalker as a rain of attacks of opportunity hammer down upon you. Take a quick commercial break right there.
Oh, man.
Del, you watch as scarecrows begin sprinting towards you and New Rogue as your mounts are frozen in place, unable to communicate or move.
Okay.
2 scarecrows launch themselves at New Rogue, making their attacks. The first strikes with claws. The first attack will miss. The second attack will hit, and it will do 7 points of slashing damage.
God.
And can you make me a wisdom saving throw as you feel chill magic from these claws strike terror into your heart?
Yes. Wisdom saving throw. Here goes. Okay, that's a +2, so that's not too bad. Oh, fuck. That's a nat 1. So that, what with my +2, 3.
Yes. With a nat 1, you are now terrified of this scarecrow. You are frightened, which means you will have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while this is happening. And at the same time, you drop your weapon. You are so scared that you find your hands empty as you sit on the back of Westra, terrified, unable to defend yourself, and you'll be unable to move towards this scarecrow, which is very unfortunate as the second scarecrow is appearing behind you on the other side, flanking you and attacking.
Scarecrow!
Its first attack will hit, and its second attack will also hit. So you're being stabbed in the back with further claws, and you will suffer 3 points of damage and It'll be 4 points of damage and 6 points of damage. 10 points of damage total as these claws stab into you. Can you roll me a wisdom saving throw?
What? Oh. Okay, well, that's better. That's a 13.
13 is enough. The second scarecrow is scary, but in a different way. It's stabbing you, but not supernaturally horrifying. Del, you have a scarecrow leaping up at you as you hear New Rogue wail, scarecrow behind you in just absolute horror. This scarecrow will miss with its first swipe where you were sitting, but it will strike with its second. And you suffer 8 points of damage.
Oof.
Right. Can you roll me a wisdom saving throw as you feel a cursed chill from these blades as they enter into your person?
So I don't know if it counts or not, but apparently my unsoilable underwear of fortitude gives me advantage on fear or fright checks. I don't know if that
correct. Yep, you have advantage.
Okay.
You feel the horror coil in your loins and you say, not today with my underwear.
Which saving throw was it?
It'll be wisdom.
So that's a 22.
Oh, you are just fighting a scarecrow. It's not fun, but it's not going to scare you away from your friends.
Yeah, and with my reaction, I want to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, what does that do? This is new demon girlfriend powers.
Demon girlfriend powers. And I turn and I point and I'm like, you jerk. And hellish flames surround the creature and it must make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay. That is a 16.
It needed, let's see. Oh, yeah, I beat it, but it will still do half damage. So
great. Let's find out what it is.
It is 10, so it will take 5 damage.
All right, it takes 5 damage. Okay, so you with the powers of hell, singe the scarecrow that dared to stab you. Fire spins up around it. Is this a conscious choice, Del? I'm just asking for like narrative and understanding. Are you aware of your new powers, or is this an instinctive thing that surprises you until you get used to it?
Yeah, I think this is an instinctive thing that surprises me, but at the same time, I think the new powers make sense to me because I'm like, well, Lucretia said that she would hurt anybody that hurt me. She said that to me, so it's like it surprises me, but then I'm also like, oh, that's so nice.
So you have that nice moment of, oh, nice. What does it look like with Hellish Rebuke? Because we haven't heard this one before.
Oh man, yeah, this is just like a portal underneath the person opens up and flames and clawed demon hands jump up and slice apart, and then it's just like in an instant, in a blink, and it's gone.
Amazing. The Hell Hands have clawed away at this scarecrow, doing some damage. New Rogue, you are terrified of a scarecrow that is attacking you with another scarecrow attacking you from behind. What do you do?
I'd like to ask you, Dungeon Master. The scarecrows that are staring down our animals, are they still out in the field staring them down, or have they moved?
They are still staring them down. They haven't moved yet. You feel like some of them got the drop on you, but you are theoretically higher in, let's say, an initiative order.
Okay. I would assume because they're scarecrows, they're human enough that they understand what we're saying. They just don't have the ability to speak back. So with that, I'm just going to look at the little bastards that's staring down Westra, and I'm going to use command. And I'm going to point with my free hand at the other scarecrow that is staring down Dell's, steed, Rumple. And I'm just going to say, kill!
That is a hell of a command. To make it clear to you while you do this, you will suffer 2 attacks of opportunity as you make this command to a scarecrow that isn't fighting you with the scarecrows that are actively trying to stab you. But that's still totally an option.
Yeah, and while I'm doing that, though, also because I still have Jack Magnum on in my Bjorn.
That's true.
Can I use a bonus action? I know this isn't part of it, but just like shield him with my other free hand.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd allow that. I would say you can voluntarily, any attack that would go against Jack Magnum could be issued to you instead to protect Jack Magnum. That maps out for me.
Okay.
So, yeah, kill's too fun for me to disagree with this. So let's go for it. You cast that spell. They have to make a wisdom saving throw or follow it. Give me a scarecrow.
Yes.
You cast a spell and you yell command, and you feel like you could absolutely control this creature if it was more human. And you realize your spell has no effect as claws lash out at your body from the two nearby scarecrows. First will hit, and you suffer. You suffer 7 points of damage. That's what I'm already afraid of, so I don't need more from that. And the other will also hit, and you suffer 7 points of damage as the other claws sink into your back. Can you roll me a wisdom saving throw?
Okay. 15.
15. You resist the cold, clawing fear that is closing in on you as you protect Jack Magnum. And that's when the other scarecrows charge forwards into combat. But meanwhile, Shadow Nemesis, you are trying to escape from the gnomes that are attacking you and suffering attacks of opportunity as you back away. The first will hit. And you take 5 points of damage, which becomes 3 points of damage as that is lashing out. The second will miss. The third is a nat 20.
Oh
my God.
So you take 7 points of damage, which becomes 4. It rolled very poorly.
Okay.
Then we are on the final gnome, who you swung at, attempting to use necrotic energy, so it can deal necrotic back. It hits, and you suffer 9 points of regular damage, which becomes 4 because that gets cut in half. But you see that its weapon, because you swung at it with a Nemesis axe, is fueled by also Nemesis energy. So it also does an additional 1 point of necrotic damage. It rolled very poorly. But the Nemesis axe means if you attack a target with it, it has the same ability back when it attacks you.
Oh, what?
Yep.
Damn it.
I can only read the description so many times. Yeah. But you have made it past the attacks of opportunity. You have suffered some mighty blows from war picks of deep gnome elder villagers, but you have escaped from them and are making your way towards Deathstalker. What is your plan?
Okay, so Deathstalker can move, so I want to jump on Deathstalker, and then just so I picture where we are, like if we're kind of like in the middle of the street, like if I'm picturing,
you're in the middle road of a classic small western town.
Yeah.
You're on the blacksmith side, the tavern is kind of to your left, and on the other side, you were kind of in the center of the road, engaged with 4 of the gnomes. There were 5, now 4. You killed one, so there's a dead gnome. They were you just kind of went directly right out of that combat and made your way to the cockatrices. So Deathstalker and Jackson Triggs are side by side there. As you climb on, you can look to your left and see the 4 gnomes that are left, and the other gnomes in the Stone Defender, they're about 10 feet further over and are beginning to make their way towards you.
Okay, so I think what I'll do, if there's enough room on either side to kind of like maneuver, I think I'll jump on Deathstalker, and I'll be like ride Deathstalker, ride. But what I want to do is kind of make like a circle around them, and then make my exit. And while I make the circle around them, try to kill Nick and maybe another gnome for fun.
For fun. That is a bold plan and a bold idea. But you find yourself dashing over to Deathstalker, jumping up and yelling, "Ride, Deathstalker, ride!" And Deathstalker does not move as the other gnomes and the Stone Defender charge towards you to attack you on top of Deathstalker.
Oh.
Can I get off? Can I okay, can I react at all?
what do you think? Is this a D&D reaction, or are you just because you had your attack and then you had your turn, you did your movement, and then you went for like the action and it didn't work?
Well, if I get on and Deathstalker doesn't move, can I like throw Deathstalker at them or something?
The mists swirl up around you, Shadow Nemesis. Roll me a d6.
Oh. I just wanted a helmet. I just wanted a helmet for my bird.
Technically, you have the helmet.
I do have the helmet. Yeah. All right. Yeah, he's not listening to me. Now everyone's against Shadow Nemesis. I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4. You remember at the very last second, you saw yourself hopping on Deathstalker and trying to ride off into the distance. And then you remember that wearing a muzzle for a cockatrice means they can't move.
Yeah.
So you know Deathstalker, when you look at the muzzle, it will take you more than your bonus action here to be able to do this. But you could throw Deathstalker at these gnomes, or if you wanted, you could throw Jackson Triggs to try to buy you time.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm throwing Jackson Triggs then, sure. Okay, because I
Roll
like
me
Deathstalker. Okay.
Roll me an athletics with advantage.
Okay, all right.
I like Deathstalker was about to just throw him to the wolves.
Well, if he wasn't listening to me, he'd be like, well, I thought he was my friend, but okay, all right.
Ooh, it's foreshadowing.
You can still come to my birthday, Deathstalker. It's okay. Still cool.
So athletics with advantage is 18.
18. Okay, let's see how these gnomes do. That's a fail. That's a fail. That is a pass, and the stone defender.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding.
The stone defender is a pass. Okay, so you.
I'm flailing here. I'm just trying, man. I'm just trying.
Okay, yeah, no, it doesn't allow the stone defender to defend anyone else. Can you roll me a d8?
All right.
Plus your strength modifier, plus your proficiency. You've mastered improvised weapons, I will say, in this instance.
All right. So strength is. Oh no, this isn't a saving throw. So strength is +3 then. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
D8 +3. Yeah, man. Max damage. So 11.
11. Holy shit. Okay. You hurl Jackson Triggs at these gnomes and see the 2 injured gnomes that you had hit earlier with the worm fail their dex save due to their injuries, and they see the exact same thing happening to them again before they die in an explosion of blood, draconic bird, and feathers as Jackson Triggs is just blasted apart, hitting the 2 of them. But 2 gnomes are dead. So you've successfully killed 3 of the gnomes at this point.
Oh my God.
But that is when Nicholas Philip Church and his robot shield defender join combat against you. Nicholas strikes first. He misses, but he's trying. However, his shield smashing friend comes in to make its best attempt. It has advantage. It will hit, and it will do 7. It will do with a 2 and a 5, taking it to 7, +4. That is 11 bludgeoning damage, but it gets cut down to 5 because it is divided by your resistance.
Okay.
You are engaged with Nicholas Philip Church. You are engaged with a massive robot shield defender. And there are 4 more gnomes looking to join this fight as you stand next to Deathstalker, desperately trying to escape. We'll take a quick commercial break right there.
Oh, shit. You got lucky, man.
The other 3 scarecrows begin their sprint out of the cornrows to attack you 2 heroes on your frozen steeds. 2 go for New Rogue, circling in on the one who dared to attempt to command them in the cornfields. The first will attack, standing at the front of Westra, just lashing over with clawed hands, with metal, brutally cold tips. That will hit.
Oh.
And it will do. Oh, it's got 2 attacks. Uh-oh.
No!
They will both hit. Uh-oh.
Oh.
That is 8 slashing damage from the first strike.
From the first strike.
No!
And that is 9 slashing damage from the second strike.
Oh, no.
Which would cut you down to the zone of death saves if it were not for your life ward tattoo. That springs into place.
Oh, and I rise just like, the T-800 after, an explosion. So.
And is there a catchphrase that comes to you in this moment that you would say from what you remember of the T-800?
Hasta la vista, not myself.
And that is a hell of a thing to say as the other scarecrow strikes.
No!
And its first attack hits and will do 7 points of damage.
All right, well, bye!
And it keeps attacking as your body stays down.
No. Okay.
Will deal you another 10 points of damage. You lose your first death save as combat continues, and another scarecrow is attacking you, Del.
Okay.
Tyler, save
us!
Hits with its first attack and does 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And it hits with its second attack and does 6 points of damage. Can you roll me 2 wisdom saving throws?
Yes. Are these an advantage still for me?
Yes, because you've got underwear that just won't quit.
All right. Well, I rolled 2 ones.
Oh.
Let me just roll a d4. my few ghosts that came with me. Oh, I can ask spirits within the next 10 minutes about a specific course of action.
Yay!
Great. That'll be your first one. And I am going to say for the second one, the 2 scarecrows that are attacking you will both get an attack of opportunity. The first will hit and deal you 7 points of damage.
I am down. That's 0 for me.
Then you are down 2.
Ryan, what's that?
Back in the village, Shadow Nemesis, you are determined to save yourself, to get out of this place, to work with Deathstalker. You've thrown Jackson Triggs. You've killed multiple gnomes. You've destroyed the Clockwork Worm, and you've managed to fend off Nicholas Philip Church and the Stone Defender as the rest of the elderly gnomes of this town prove their fortitude and mettle by yelling, "Arrgh!" and charging you, all of them storming forwards. The first will attack and miss. The second hits and will deal you 5 points of damage, which becomes 2 points of damage. The resistance is doing you a lot here in this range.
Wow.
Yep.
The next will hit and deals you. That is 10 points of damage, which becomes 5.
And that becomes dead.
And that becomes you collapsing to the ground. Shadow Nemesis, you look up and see the war gnomes. As you collapse, your rage disappears. You become a lesser version of yourself. You feel Shadow Master begin to panic in your head. Just say, "No, there's no way. This can't be happening. No, not consequences." What are your last words before you die at the hands of an angry village?
Shadow Nemesis can't Die!
And that is when the hammers start coming down, rhythmically, hammering you, breaking through your armor, and you finally meet the hands of justice as they brutally kill you in the middle of this village where you had committed a wanton murder for the sake of a helmet. Meanwhile, in a cornfield, Del, you look back and see New Rogue fall. And you see the scarecrows keep lashing out with their claws and tearing into him, carving away his armor, carving into his body. You feel the blade sink into you as the mirror at your hip, you just can't quite get to it to call Lucretia. And that's when you see the claws coming for your face. And you die. What are your last words, knowing you are the only one conscious in this field before all is lost?
No, it's not supposed to be this way.
And that is when the claws come for your eyes and everything becomes blackness as this entire party have died. We've experienced our first total party kill. You all have this horrified moment of realization as your story comes to an end, along with everyone around you, when you suddenly find yourselves stepping into a beautiful set of woods. And the sun is rising behind you. Can you all roll me a perception?
Wait, we're all together?
Yep.
9.
14.
9.
Del and Shadow Nemesis, you stagger forwards as though you were taking your first breath, coming back to life. All you can see are woods and each other. Shadow Nemesis, you see Dr. Deputy is here and alive. He's going, fuck, I got squished. Fuck, I hate it. And Rumple Foreskin is there, shaking their head, Del, next to you, just panic.
Oh my God.
And New Rogue, you see Jack Magnum. And that's when you realize the sun is at your back and you were inside some picturesque woods. When you look to your left, you see an evergreen tree with green, ripe sunfruit on it. And that's when you all look at each other and you realize as you look back, there's a green figure standing with the rest of you with long horns and long black hair, because somehow you were back where you started. And now Tyler's here. And that's the end of our episode.
No consequences!
That's the end of this episode, listener, but next week you could become a watcher and affect the Jesters' adventures by joining our Twitch stream, which happens every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's Toronto time. If you join our Twitch chat, you can give the cast magical items, name NPCs, and decide the events that shape Ravenloft. So, catch up on the story, follow Dum Dum Dice on Twitch, and join our weekly stream right away. Jesters of Ravenloft features the voices of players Tyler Hewitt, Del Borovic, Guy Bradford, and Adam McNamara, alongside Dungeon Master Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Jesters of Ravenloft's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC. Our theme song is Dark Mysterious Halloween Night by Sound Gallery by Dimitri Taras. And our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, whose music is available at freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum-Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. Now get out of here before the mist gets you too!
Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Garbo Ape, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Old Man Mojo, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, The Gata Family, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Dan the Welshman, Afflicto Gaming, Aiden, Beef Not Cheese, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumbdumbdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.